For today's bar workout, we're going to be using a weighted body bar. We'll begin in first position with the bar vertical, holding on at the top of the body bar. And we're simply going to plie and then lift up and zip the legs together. We want to think about zipping up from the ankles all the way to the glutes. Also, we want to make sure that the knees and hips are in line with the toes. The knees are going to be tracking over the toes. We're going to lift up the bar right here, holding our hands across our shoulders horizontally while we plie, using the weight of the bar rather than using the bar for balance. Now we're going to plie down and press the bar overhead on our way up. Zip the legs together and extend the bar overhead. Last one right here. And now bringing the bar back vertically and placing on the floor. Hands towards the top of the bar and step your feet out into second position. Plie here. So you've got 1.5 feet distance from first position to second position. Try to keep the elbows nice and rounded and extended here, the body nice and straight, keeping the hips underneath the shoulders. Now picking up the bar, bringing it horizontally and holding that weight as you plie. Make sure here that you're not hinging forward, that your bottom isn't coming out behind you and your shoulders coming forward. We want that back to be nice and flat, sliding straight down and back up. Now we're adding that overhead press. Plie down, and as you press up through the legs, press the bar up overhead. Keep breathing here and thinking about using that exhalation on the exertion when you're pressing that weight up overhead. Now we're going to bring that bar down to the chest and just go into an overhead press, keeping the legs straight. Keep that chest nice and open as you're pressing overhead, and make sure that you keep your shoulders rolled down and away from the ears. Bringing the bar back down vertically and holding on at the top, we're going to lift the left heel as we plie down. So we're taking a single leg plie with all that weight coming into the right leg. Left heel is lifted. You'll feel that difference with one heel up immediately. Now switching heels. Bringing that heel down, we're switching to releve. Holding onto the bar, we're lifting those heels and moving the weight into the toes. Really working through the calves here. Use that vertical bar to help you balance. Now stepping into first position, releve, and lower the heels. So every time that you releve and bring the heels back down, those heels should be kissing and touching back together into first position. Now picking up the bar with an underhand grip, your palms facing up towards the ceiling, we're going to go into bicep curls. Curling up towards the chest and extending back down. Remember to keep tensions out of the shoulders and keep them rolled down and back, away from the ears. Now we're straightening the arms and we're going to lift out straight in front, about shoulder width, and sweeping back down. Make sure not to lock out the elbows. Keep them nice and round here. Now back to bicep curl, and then extend the arms straight. We're going to take a combo move. Curl, down, lift, and lower. Curl, down, straight arm, lift, and lower. Now, changing those hands so you've got an overhand grip, we're gonna row the bar up towards the chest and lower back down. We're sending those elbows high, rowing all the way back up, and then releasing down. Now we're gonna lift the bar with straight arms up to shoulder level and lower back down. Remember, as you're going here, to exhale on the exertion and inhale in between. Now we're rowing up towards the chest, lowering down, straight arms up, shoulder level, and down. Combo move. Now move the hands to the center of the bar, very close together. We're gonna row up, those elbows going high. Think of the Pilates zipper, like you're running a zipper all the way up and lowering back down. This is gonna make your bar kind of hard to stabilize and maybe wobble back and forth. Try to keep control and try to focus on holding the hands at the center of the bar. Now we're gonna row up and turn the palms facing the other way and press overhead with the hands still together at the center of the bar. Lower down towards the shoulders and then press up overhead. Again, this is a balancing challenge to have your hands so far center. If you need a little bit of space, walk them out, but we're gonna think about keeping the hands rather narrow rather than wide as our shoulders. Moving the center of the bar into the left hand, we're going to bring it along the side and row up along the side of the body and lower down. Now we're going to turn the palm facing up and bicep curl on the left hand side. This becomes a balance. It's a rather long body bar to be able to curl and balance that weight. So get familiar with your bar and make sure your hands at the very center, which will be really important in helping you to balance. Now we're going to switch hands, palm facing in towards the body. We're going to row up on the right side and think about pulling that bar from just below your hip to up to the top of your ribs. Good. Now turning your palm facing out, we're going to bicep curl again. Single arm at the center of the body bar. Now we're going to take the bar back to a vertical position, placing the hands towards the top of the bar, and we're coming back into pliés in first position. Think about holding a nice circle in front of you as you're holding that bar away and keeping the elbows nice and lifted. Also focus on zipping up all the way from your feet to your seat. Now we're going to go into a releve in first position. And now we'll plie, lift, releve, lower heels. Plie, lift, releve, lower heels. Think about your body being a straight line and shooting straight up as an arrow. Use that body bar to balance and to stabilize here so that you can move up and down in space. Good. Now taking the body bar up to the shoulders and holding in space, we're going to plie in first position. Now switch to releve. Really be mindful of pressing evenly through all 10 toes. We don't want the foot to roll in or roll to the outside, so make sure that you can feel yourself rolling through the foot and rolling back down. Now plie, and as we lift up, we're going to press overhead. Bringing the bar back to a vertical position, we're going to step out into second position. Again, lift those elbows and keep them round. We're going into a plie here in second. Really thinking about holding a nice circle in front of you and not getting lazy holding onto that bar. Yes, we're balancing, but we're holding a very vertical frame in our body and keeping those elbows nice and high, so your forearms are working there. We're going to switch to releve right here and lower back down. Again, thinking about rolling evenly through all 10 toes and not letting the foot collapse and roll in or roll out to the side. Now we're going from a plie, lift up, to releve and lower heels. Plie, lift, releve, lower heels. Good. Now lifting that bar and holding it horizontally at shoulder level, we're going to go ahead and plie here using the weight of that bar. Think about holding that same frame. Make sure that when you come here without that horizontal bar to hold on to, that you're not hinging at the waist and that your bottom's not coming out. We're keeping the chest nice and open, and we're just sliding straight down. Switching to a releve right here. And now we're weighted and don't have the balance of the bar pressing down on the floor. Now we're going to plie, lift up and press the bar overhead. So as those legs straighten, the arms straighten overhead. Bringing that bar down, we're going to start to work through the obliques and through the core. We're going to walk the feet in parallel. The bar is going to be in the right hand, and we're going to side bend here. So we're going to side bend over, letting that bar trace straight down your leg. Make sure that you're not twisting through your spine, but you stay nice and vertical, and we're reaching up and out of the hip as we side bend over. Think about the mermaid exercise for this movement in your body, and we're weighted here. If you're not sure if you're twisting or if you're keeping good form, you can look into a mirror here. Switching sides here, bringing it into the left hand to the center. We're going to side bend here, letting that bar trace straight down the leg and then lifting straight up. We want this to be nice and smooth as we're coming over and lifting back up. Think about resistance in both ways and avoid any jerking motions here. Next, we're going to take the bar in front. We're going to hold on to that bar with our hands about shoulder distance apart. We'll tuck the chin to the chest, and we're going to roll down one vertebrae at a time, bringing that bar down towards the floor or wherever you can come down, and then rolling back up. Really important here, we're not hinging at the waist and keeping a flat back. Now we're lifting the bar up overhead and bring straight back down. Tuck the chin to chest, C-curve through the spine, and roll down one vertebrae at a time. And then rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Lift the arms straight up overhead, bend the elbows down, and roll down through the body. Again, tuck the chin to chest, roll down. Exhale as you roll up one vertebrae at a time. Lift the arms straight up overhead, bend down through the elbows to the chest, flip and press down, and then roll down again. Really use the core here. Exhaling on your way down, inhale, exhale on your way up. Lift the bar overhead, bend the elbows down, bring the bar to the chest, turn the palms and let it come straight down, and then roll down again. Being really mindful of all the muscles while you're moving here and where your body is in space, and turning this movement into a flow, moving smoothly from one point to the next. Again, we do want to avoid any jerking motions here, so we want to be really mindful about our movement, bending in, turning those palms down, tucking the chin to chest, and rolling down. Feel that core activating as you're coming down. Feel the big stretch in your legs. Roll up using your core, lift the arms up overhead, bend down, turn, and lower the bar. We'll take one last one here. I'm going to turn to the side in case it's helpful for you to see the side view here, what this looks like to roll down through the spine and C curve through the spine, rolling back up. And flipping those palms, pushing down. Great job. Thank you so much for joining me for this workout today. If you would like to see more bar with the body bar, let me know. And I have links for the body bars that I use in my studio in my write-up below in case you're wondering which ones I use.